I don't know that I was surprised. Two things. I thought it was interesting that Auston Matthews won both the Hart, which is voted on by the Professional Hockey Writers Association, and the Ted Lindsay, formerly the Lester B. Pearson Award, which is the Players MVP Award. The wording slightly different for each of those awards. So, sometimes you have a little divergence if you go back over the years, but often they're the same player. And I think that speaks to a common mindset for both the writers who cover the game and the voters. Well, not just the writers, but the voting panel from the PHWA and the players themselves. And I see something, listen, there's always the recency bias, and you look at what Connor McDavid did in the playoffs and leading the Oilers to a Western Conference final for the first time since 2006. I get it, but this notion, there's voter fatigue. Listen, Auston Matthews did 60 goals. I thought his two-way game went a million miles this year. I have zero problem with the way that vote unfolded. I'd have voted the exact same way at the top. And I think that the players view Matthews that way. I just think it reaffirms it. So what did you make of it? Because it is like when you see what Auston or Connor McDavid does in the playoffs, you're going, geez, but there are two different things, right? One's a regular season award. We're talking about the playoffs. I don't know. What did you make of that?
I thought it was Auston Matthews. He was my pick as the Hart winner. And you do have to look at the Ted Lindsay Award to me as really being the ultimate. It's voted on by the players. And scoring 60 goals, man, it's not just because it's 60. Like, that's an astonishing number in today's game. It hasn't been done in over a decade. And it wasn't just that Matthews was filling the net. He still had over 100 points, and his pace was not very far off of Connor McDavid's in terms of overall point production. Yeah. And realistically, if you needed somebody on the ice to score a goal, I'd want Auston Matthews. And I think that's what the players recognize, is that he's head and shoulders the best sniper in the game right now, and can make a difference on snap your fingers, and Auston Matthews makes a difference. And that's not to say Connor McDavid can't. He does. The guy's unbelievable. We realize that, but there's also 5 other candidates that I think were pretty damn good this year, man. Like, this was actually a tough pick, I thought, in a lot of ways. But for Matthews, like you said, his two-way game's way better. I'd love to see Matthews and McDavid kill penalties. That one kind of is where Jonathan Huberdeau ratcheted up in my list. Huberdeau's point total was crazy, and he carried the play and killed penalties. He was everything in that grouping of people. So, I think that I wasn't very surprised by Matthews winning. I think he's very deserving. I think McDavid really was a byproduct as well of his team not being in playoffs for a lot of the season. Yeah. If you're the best player, your team should be in the playoffs. I just, no matter your supporting cast.